What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, question for you. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Guys, we're going to break down the ACC-SEC challenge and how the SEC continues to take the ACC's lunch. We're also going to talk about the interaction between Flau'jae and Kara Lawson yesterday, and Hannah Hidalgo getting ejected, and Adam Silver talking to Elena Beard. That and a whole lot more on today's episode of Quita in the Morning.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
All right, guys, here's the thing. We are finally in December, which means we're going to see way more games of consequence. Games that are exciting from beginning to end, games that are pretty close, games that feature some of the best teams in the country playing some of the best teams in the country. And that continued on yesterday as we saw some fantastic games, some fantastic top 25 games. Some were lengthier wins than others, but we're going to first start off with probably the headline of the day, the thing that I actually thought was the most funniest thing that happened yesterday, as well as the thing that, I just want to bring a little bit more context to. And that is LSU versus Duke. So yesterday, LSU beat Duke 93-77. And you may be like, what? 93-77? That's not a close game. And yeah, 93-77 is not the closest of games. But the reason why I want to talk about this game is because, in my opinion, we saw a lot of really, really good stuff. Okay? A lot of good stuff yesterday. And it started off from the get-go with Duke. So yes, Duke ended up losing the game by a decent amount of margin. But Duke played very well, I thought, in this game. This was a game where they were at Cameron Indoor Stadium, which is where Duke plays, in front of a home crowd. The Cameron Crazies were doing their thing, though it was a lot of LSU fans there as well. So I just gotta say that. But anyway, this game we saw Duke come out the get-go roaring, right? And LSU was on the back foot, right? We saw, at one point, we saw Duke come out to it was like 11-1 to start off the game. And Duke was actually running good plays and actually getting good results, right? You had Tiana Mayer kind of start off with a 3-point shot, right? You saw Toby Fournier doing her thing early on, within a couple minutes of the game. And Duke was looking like, what's going on here? And then, of course, Kim Mulkey was pissed, right? Your team is down 11-1. Couple minutes into the first quarter, you don't want this game to get out of control. You're on the road, so you got, and this is also the toughest team you played so far this year, and so LSU was a little frazzled to start off with the game, and Kim Mulkey was like, "Nah, I'm calling a timeout." And we, of course, went in trouble. Break glass, put in Flau'jae Johnson. And she kind of got things going from there on out. Well, she immediately, turned over the basketball when she kind of came in. But she got it going. And Flau'jae Johnson she's just fantastic. She is fantastic. She helped to turn around this game. It was specifically halfway through the first quarter where Flau'jae stole the basketball, went for a layup, and then she kind of turned. It looked like she was turning to her team. It was basically let's go. Let's get this thing going. And from then on out, it was off to the races for LSU. And they ended up doing very, very well to sort of finish out that quarter.
The new SpongeBob movie.
I hate when I have my sound on. Anyway, there's a new SpongeBob movie. Fun fact. Anyway, we ended up seeing LSU kind of catch up in that first quarter, and they ended out really well. Again, from starting off the game 11-1, at one point Duke was winning by, I think, 14, to getting it down to just a 4-point game at the end of the first quarter. It was really, really good job by LSU to kind of get back into it. And I gotta say, that kind of continued as the game went on. Now, here's the thing. Even though basically break glass, put Malaysia in and off to the races to LSU, even though that happened, I still gotta say, this was a fantastic game by Duke. This was a fantastic game. I thought Duke played very, very well. Now, turnovers, massive issue for Duke. Massive issue. And yeah, sometimes they do shoot too many threes. But what a game. I thought we saw a real offense ran for Duke. We saw some really good looks. We saw them play the way they should have played against the UCLAs of the world and South Carolina and others. Right? I really liked what Kara Lawson did yesterday. Now, yes, her team lost, but I saw a lot of positives from Duke. The way they were running their offensive sets, also the way that everybody was kind of getting into it. You saw Ashlyn Jackson making 3-point bucks now. She is the best shooter on the team, and she was doing her thing. Knocked down 4 threes, had 16 points in this game. We also saw Taina Mayer doing her thing as well. I thought she played well. Toby Fournier played well. Now, of course, one of the things that Toby has to continue to deal with is foul trouble. And so that's a thing that has to be thought about and has to be cleaned up. But overall, really good game by Duke. Now, again, moral victories don't matter. But at the same time, I am seeing progress with Duke. I am. And so I got to talk about that. Got to acknowledge that. I thought they shot really well from the field overall. And yes, they end up losing the game because LSU is just a better team. They just are. They're just a better team. But good offense by Duke. Improvement by Duke. Now let's talk about LSU. And I want to talk about the three amigos, the threesome that is absolutely rocking out for this team, and everybody else who's stepping up and making some noise as well. When we talk about LSU, we talk about 3 players for the most part, right? We're talking about Malaysia Flau'jae, who I would argue is the most impactful player on this team. We're talking about Flau'jae Johnson, who is the heart and soul of this team. And we're talking about Michaela Williams, who is can do basically a little bit of everything on this team. Now, it started off with Malaysia in the first half, kind of getting this team going, getting them back into this game, right? Malaysia kind of started this. She kind of started the comeback. And yeah. Famous says, I loved when Lay turned around to her team and clapped, let's go. She showed great leadership last night. Yeah, and then that was in the first quarter. I thought she helped to give a big charge to this LSU squad. And then in, I think like largely the third quarter, we saw Michaela Williams start to really get going. What's the third quarter? Anyway. Later on in the game, we saw Michaela Williams have a really awesome quarter. I think it was the third quarter. And then Flau'jae Johnson, who was like, yeah, I had a rough, she did have a rough first half, Flau'jae. But in the second half, she was clicking on all cylinders. They ended up talking about it during the game, and also have some post-game clips to show you all. But basically, we all knew that this was an opportunity that Flau'jae had circled on her calendar, and it's because Kara Lawson was the coach for Team USA when Flau'jae played with Team USA over the summer, and Flau'jae didn't get that much playing time, or as much playing time as she thought she deserved, and so she felt a type of way, which understandable, right? You're coming into a situation where you think you deserve more time and you're not getting it, and you're gonna feel some type of way about the coach that didn't put you in as much, right? I get it. And so she felt a type of way. Supposedly she had this game circled on her calendar, and she was looking forward to this game, was about to go off, right? About to get ready to have a great game. She's probably a little bit too amped up in that first half. Didn't have that great of a first half, but the second half, she went off. I'm talking multiple 3-point buckets, including one bucket where she knocked down, I believe it was a 3-point shot, started running down the court and start jumping up, right? Start jumping up, and it was like, I think she said something to Kara, or maybe she just stared. I don't know. The camera, it wasn't because it's at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Like, it's not as like close of like camera angles as I would like. But anyway, she like was running fast, had something to say to Kara Lawson. And I gotta say, I thought that was one of the most hilarious moments of the game, was this. Because as a competitor, Flau'jae is like, oh, yeah, you didn't really want to play me. Mm-hmm. Look at me do my thing against your team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought it was kind of funny. But I did want to give further context by sharing a clip from yesterday's post-game presser featuring, unfortunately, Flau'jae. I didn't see her in the post-game press conference, which was a bit of a bummer. But we did hear from Kim Mulkey, and we also heard from Kara Lawson as well. And here is what they said.
I was happy for Flau'jae. Was happy, she didn't have a good experience with USA basketball with Kara this summer. And so she's had this date circled around, and you get nervous, right? You get nervous because you think she's going to try to come in here and do too much. And I was proud of how she handled herself.
Coach, Kim Mulkey was just in here and had shared with us that from her perspective, Flau'jae had a difficult time, I think, practicing with USA basketball, said that she had lost a lot of confidence. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to respond and just speak on just how your experience was coaching Flau'jae over the summer.
Yeah, my experience was a good one, not just coaching Flau'jae, but coaching all the players, all 12 players, putting a team together and practicing within 10 days and then going to play a tournament. And our college players did an incredible job playing against teams that had pro players on it, and were able to win the gold. So just really proud of that group. I've gotten a chance through the course of the season to see a lot of them. Obviously, Joyce at South Carolina last week in Vegas, and G at UCLA, and Maddie Booker, I saw her in Texas. And so they're all really good players. And, I definitely wish them all the best.
So again, that is what Coach Kara Lawson had to say yesterday after the game, and also what Kim Mulkey had to say. Here's the thing. Kara Lawson did nothing wrong, right? Kara Lawson not playing Flau'jae as much as Flau'jae wanted to get playing time over the summer. That's not a thing where, Kara did something wrong or whatever. She should have played Flau'jae more. No. Here's the thing. As a head coach of a national team, right? Now this was This was when Coach Kara was just coaching like the college players, but they were playing against pro players overseas. But now Kara Lawson is the head coach of the like actual national team, the senior national team, I should say. Here's the thing: when you're doing that stuff, people get mad. Cheryl Reeve didn't play Diana Taurasi in the Olympics as much as Diana wanted to get playing time. And yes, Diana's upset about that. It comes with the territory. So like, here's the thing. Coach Kara Lawson did nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with her not playing Flau'jae Johnson because she did what she thought was best. Here's the thing. Team USA was expected to win. That was Kara's expectation was, hey, you better win. And what did she do? Team USA won the gold. So, I mean, if the goal is to win the gold, you win the gold. Hey, you got to make whatever decisions you need to make about who you think is going to help you get there. And Kara was right, and Team USA won. And so she did nothing wrong at all. And also, I understand why a competitor like Flau'jae feels a type of way. I understand. Right? You're on this sort of like all-star team and you're like, no, I'm better than this person. I'm better than this person. I deserve more time. I get it. To me, there's no issue with anybody on this situation. Right? I get why Flau'jae circled this game on her calendar. Right? I get it because again, you have an opportunity to be like, hey, you didn't play me. You didn't play me, and I know I'm a good player, and so now I'm gonna show up and make some noise against your team. So I get it, and I understand kind of like the flexing on Kara after she made that 3 in the second half. I understand all of that. So nobody did anything wrong. I just thought it was funny. Like it's a competition. They're competitors. And so sometimes players get like an extra motivation, and this sort of playing against Kara Lawson gave Flau'jae extra motivation. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And also nothing wrong with Kara Lawson not playing Flau'jae for Team USA because again, she did what she thought was best. Okay. And ultimately Team USA was successful and they won the gold. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But a lot of players, if they don't get a ton of playing time, yeah, they might not like their coach, their national team head coach, right? It's a thing. Yeah. Everybody wants minutes, but there can only be 5 players on your team on the court at one time. So some people are going to be mad. Right? It is what it is. Yeah. Jason Tatum was upset that he didn't play. Yeah. It's just a thing. It's fine. I don't think it's a big deal. I just thought it was funny. I just did. Thank you so much, Alexander, for the super chat. Says this Kara Lawson as the USA team coach is not going to go well. This is what happens when you allow Sue Bird to hire her friends. That's a problem. Here's the deal. Before Sue Bird became the managing director, I believe that is her title, of the U.S. women's national team for basketball, before that happened, we had a committee that made all the decisions. And people were upset with the committee. People were like, oh, this is a severe UConn bias or, whatever. Like, people had a problem with it. My point is, Sue Bird having the opportunity of being the person who kind of picks everybody associated with Team USA for women. Yeah, of course, some people are going to be like, oh, no, she's just picking her friends. And here's the thing. Maybe she's really good friends with Kara Lawson. But also, Kara Lawson did pay her dues in Team USA. Kara Lawson went from she has served as an assistant coach for a long time for Team USA and she was the head coach for the junior team, right? And so she's paid her dues. So it's not like Kara Lawson had zero experience with Team USA and was just plucked and put in that position. I get where you're saying, Alexander. I totally get what you're saying. I'm just saying that like people were mad before when a committee picked the coach and picked the players. Now people are mad that it's just Sue Bird. Either way, people are going to be upset. There's going to be some biases in there always. And so as long as Team USA wins, I'm cool. But if we start losing, it's going to be on. Nah. That's going to be unacceptable if we start losing. Okay? I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, let's move on. All right? Let's move on. And let's talk about my good friends over at Aura, because I've been telling y'all this all week, but Aura Frames is the real deal. We are in sort of holiday season, right? Christmas is right around the corner. Can you all believe it's December? It's wild how fast this year has gone. And this is a time where everyone's looking to find something to buy for their loved one, their friend, whatever. And you want something that's special. You want something that's unique. You don't want to just give a gift card. You don't want to just give something that someone might not be interested in. Well, Aura Frames has you covered because they got some really, really awesome digital frames that can be hung or like wherever. For my parents, it's going to be on the wall. And it's going to be able to show all of your photos and video. You can have video up to 30 seconds and as many photos as you would like on there, and have it slide through and just really show memories, because you can't wrap memories, but you can frame them. You can frame them with Aura Frames. You can share videos and photos effortlessly straight from your phone and via an app to the screen. And when you gift this for someone, there is a gift box included with it. It's a premium gift box with no price tag. So the person who you buy it for does not have to know how much you paid for it. And with Aura Frames, you will be able to save with my code Quita for $35 off. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling carver mats, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code Quita at checkout. That is AURA frames.com, promo code Quita. This deal is exclusive for listeners of the channel, and the frames can sell out fast. So make sure to order yours now and get it in time for the holidays. Make sure to support the show by mentioning Quita in the Morning at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. All right, let's quickly wrap up conversation about this game, and we're going to quickly move on because there was a lot of other games that we got to talk about. Just quickly, I want to say that we did see some really good play from the others at LSU. Flau'jae Johnson, she didn't really play in this one. She went out early in this game, but we did see Amaya Joyner do her thing. She had 14 points. We saw the freshman Grace Knox just continue to play really well. She didn't miss a field goal in the entire game yesterday. 12 points for her. I thought that Jada Richard played well in this one. Here's the thing. Jada Richard is not going to be the scorer, right? But I thought that she, when she was in, I thought she played well. Keena, I really was not, sorry. I hope that did not sound insulting. That wasn't. I was just saying the non-big three. All right. The other players are awesome still. But anyway, I just wanted to just give some love to some of the other players on LSU who I thought played well, specifically Grace Knox. Like, again, she's a I was about to say a rookie. She's a freshman. And so I think this is the best team that LSU has played so far this year. And so I thought this was a good test for her, and I thought she played well. All right, so good job, LSU. You got punched in the mouth first, and then you was like, yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Yeah, famous. Yeah, was it? How many charges did Jada Richard take? She took a couple of charges in yesterday's game. It was it like three or four charges? But really good defense by Jada Richard. She absolutely did her thing. Amelia says it's a video feed for anyone else. Did it freeze? Anybody else? Did it freeze? Let me know. On my end, it looks good, but yeah, let me know. Also, Kate Koval, formerly of Notre Dame, did well as well. She had 13 points in that one. All right. Okay. Now. Yesterday was a continuation of the SEC, ACC, or ACC SEC challenge. And it's a marketing thing for ESPN, basically, because ESPN has the rights to both. And yesterday we saw not only that LSU Duke game, but we also saw a bunch more SEC, ACC games. And another one I wanted to talk about real quick, another game that I thought was a really fantastic down to the wire, so down to the wire that I had to go live for it real quick. And that was South Carolina versus Louisville. South Carolina versus Louisville. This game, down to the wire. 79 South Carolina, 77 Louisville. And I gotta say, y'all, I haven't checked that much into what Louisville has been doing. However, Louisville absolutely did their thing yesterday. And I thought South Carolina was about to get got. I was like, ooh, we might see it. And here's the thing. I don't care who wins, but I love an upset. I think an upset would be hilarious and awesome and fun and exciting. And while this was not an upset, this was all of that. This was an exciting edge of my seat game. And if y'all want to hear my reaction to the last couple of minutes, watch my live stream that I did yesterday. It was awesome. It was awesome. I gotta say, Taj Roberts is a real one. Taj Roberts is a real one. Now, yes, did she miss the game-winning three-point shot, which they was only down by 2? You didn't have to attempt the 3. So, in my opinion, that was a horrible play call. Horrible play call by Louisville. I'm just saying. Jeff Walls, I didn't like that play call. I didn't think it made any sense. Anyway, so Taj Roberts, really, really good game. I thought she played well. Towards the end of the game, she started to just brick a whole bunch of shots. Like she started to shoot some very ill-advised shots instead of allowing the game to kind of come to her towards the end of the game. Like she was forcing some stuff. And to me, it kind of got her off rhythm. And so when we did see that opportunity to take that 3-point shot, she was already off rhythm because she had forced so many shots and she missed it. And then she goes to run a play. The lane kind of looked open, but anyway, it was a play sort of to the post, and then it was a kick out to Taj Roberts to kind of go for a 3. But Taj went from one side of the court to the other, sprinted to the other side. And yes, was Taj open? Yes. But she was off balance. She was already out of rhythm because she had missed several shots already. And I just felt like there was an opportunity to get a better basket at the rim than that 3-point shot. It'd be different. It would be different. In my opinion now, I'm okay if y'all disagree. No problem with that. It is a whole lot different if they were down by 3. It would have been a lot different. But she had already just recently missed a couple shots. You were only down by 2. There was more of an opportunity to get a good 2-point shot instead of a 3. Because if you miss a 3, typically it's going to be a long rebound. And you didn't have that much time. You had time, but not a ton of time. And so I didn't like the play. Now, yes, was she open? Yes, she was open. But again, I just thought rhythm-wise and whatnot, I just didn't think that play made sense. But at the same time, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, okay? Now, if she would have made it, then everybody'd be like, oh, that's a genius. But like hindsight's 2020, of course. But fantastic game by Louisville. Fantastic game by Taj Roberts. And I know she seemed very emotional after that. And I get it. 100% get it. But she got to hold her head held high because she played well. She played very, very well. Also, Istanbulu, I mispronounced her name, but I thought she played really well. Also, Renna Scott played well for Louisville. Amari Berry gave some really good minutes for this team. Skylar Jones, same thing. Overall, really good job by Louisville. Really, really good job by Louisville. Taking it to South Carolina. Now, again, guys, this was at the KFC Yum Center, so this was in Louisville, Kentucky, and there were a lot of Louisville fans there, kind of rooting for them and just trying to get them going, and they played really well. All right, so now let's talk about South Carolina. In this game, South Carolina had a really awesome first half, I thought. Really awesome first half. And then in the second half, they kind of lost it a little bit, right? In the first quarter, it was outstanding, right? This felt like a game that was going to be an extremely high scoring game. This felt like a game that early on, it seemed like it was going to be like, oh, are they going to both get to 100 points each? Like, what's going on here? But it did kind of calm down in the second half, and we did see Louisville kind of step up even more on defense. And South Carolina, yes, they were doing their thing. Yes, Tessa Johnson is Tessa Johnson. Tessa Johnson really did save this team from losing. Absolutely saved this team from losing. She was flat out amazing in this one. Knocked down some big time threes. 20 points for her. Medina Akot was fantastic in this one as well. Medina with 23 points. She was great. Really, really, really great in this one. Now, free throws. Towards the end of the game, I thought this was about to be a repeat of the game against what was it? The game against Texas. Remember when South Carolina played Texas, a week ago? And they, towards the end of the game, they missed some critical free throws, and they end up losing the game. They missed some critical free throws. And I gotta say, I thought this was about to be the same thing. I thought this was about to be the same exact issue for South Carolina because Medina, I don't know why they gave her the basketball. we knew that Louisville was trying to foul, but anyway, I don't know why they gave it to her. But she missed. She missed some critical free throws. She ended up missing 4 free throws in yesterday's game. And I was like, "Ooh, are they about to get got?" And then also there were some critical layups again that was missed in yesterday's game. And I was like, okay. I figured y'all would have ran enough for those missed free throws and missed layups in the Texas game, and y'all doing it again today. But they ended up still closing out the game. So shout out to South Carolina. This was a gritty game, gritty win. Here's the thing. These games are super important. Now, should this game have been as close as it was? In my opinion, no. South Carolina really should have closed the door in the third quarter, but they did not. They actually allowed Louisville to further open the door and really go pound for pound, shot for shot in this game. And yeah, South Carolina ends up getting the win, but like, this was a great matchup, a fantastic matchup. And once again, we got to talk about the guards for South Carolina. So Tessa Johnson, great. I do want to point to something that I think is just a difference maker for South Carolina that I personally don't talk about very much. And that is specifically the decisions from the guards late in the game. There was, in this game, we ended up seeing, in the fourth quarter, there was a series of, it was kind of like back-to-back-to-back plays for South Carolina where and I said it in the live stream, I was like, good decision by the guards. Maybe it was 4. Fantastic decision by the guards, right? This was a situation where we saw a fantastic pass by, might have been from Tessa, I don't know, one of the guards to Joyce Edwards for a really good looking layup. She missed it, but whatever. And we saw another play where Raven had a fantastic pass to Medina for a layup. And then we saw Tanaya Latson with a fantastic pass to Medina again for a layup. And then Raven again with a nice pass to who? Medina for a layup. And then Raven had the basketball and time was winding down. It was a 1-point game. Time was winding down. Raven Johnson had the basketball. She gets the rebound, takes it up, and was kind of like stalling a little bit, trying to waste some clock. And Raven, instead of passing the basketball, because she'd had two previous plays where the ball was dumped off to Medina for a layup. And, that's in your mind, like, oh, they think I'm going to pass. Raven took it herself, got to the basket, and made the layup. And I was like, now that's how the guards play. That's how you play. That is how you play. Now, yes, significant missed layups for South Carolina, again, in this one. But I really like the guard play. I really like it. I really, really like it. And I think this is a fantastic mix. A fantastic mix for the team. Because yes, tournament Tessa can do her thing. She can score, right? We all know Tanaya Latson can score, but Tanaya Latson, she didn't have the greatest of shooting games, and also she's not gonna be able to shoot as many shots as she wants because you're at South Carolina. Like, you just can't do it, right? You can't just shoot anytime you want. And Raven, sometimes she does pass too much. Well, not too much. She passes so much that, like, I think that maybe it might make some scouts be like, oh, she's just a passer. I need a shooter too. And so I like that she was like, nah, I'm going to call my own number. And yeah, I thought she played really well. Really, really well in this one. Even though she only had 11 points, almost had a double-double with assists, 8 assists for her. Really, really good game. Joyce Edwards, though, she did have her first 3 of her career, but she just has to clean up her shot. Like, she has to make some more buckets. Like, there was some shots where I was just like, you're right at the basket. Like you got to make that. You got to make that, Joyce. But she is a really, really high level talent that like is just continuing to get better. Remember, she's just a sophomore, so we'll see that continue as time goes on. But like, really good game from both South Carolina and Louisville. Now, a lot closer than it should have been for South Carolina because one, you got to make it layups. You got to make your layups. Please make your layups, okay? And two, you got to make your free throws. You got to make your free throws. Okay? You got to make it. You got to make it. Because if they make their layups and they free throws, this is a 10-plus point victory for South Carolina. Not a 2-point victory. But a win is a win, okay? Let's see. El Kune says Raven draft stock going up. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Again, especially doing stuff like she did yesterday where, like, yeah, we all know you could pass. But to call your own number with the game still basically on the line and kind of help to seal the victory for your team, like that's something that scouts are looking at. They're looking at that. All right. Anyway, I do want to finish out talking about a couple more games, and actually I think I might just I'm just going to share my screen for this so we can get to a bunch of games all at one time because we are running out of time and I need to cover this. All right. So let me do something real quick. But again, let me know what y'all thought about these games yesterday. I thought they were fantastic. But what do y'all think? Were y'all excited about these games? Were y'all like, it could have been more intense? Like, I don't know. Let me know what y'all thought about it. But here are the games that happened yesterday. I just want to go through them real quick. We did see Texas take down North Carolina. Full transparency, I did not get a chance to watch this game, so I don't know specifically what happened in this one. But Texas did take down North Carolina. There's so many games. I watched 3 out of the 4 big games yesterday, but couldn't watch Texas versus North Carolina. But Texas ended up getting it up. We already talked about South Carolina versus Louisville, 79-77. We already talked about LSU taking down Duke, 93-77. They could have scored a century. They could have had 100 points, but it seemed like Kim Mulkey basically told them hold off on the gas. It's late in the game. And then I do want to talk about Ole Miss versus Notre Dame. This is another game that I hopped on just to talk about late yesterday. And the reason why is because this is a situation where Notre Dame is just continuing to show how they're just not what they were last year. In this game, we saw Hannah Hidalgo go off, 28 points. She did her thing in this one, but it's not enough. It's not enough at all, and it just continues to show for Notre Dame. She had 28 points. She got into it with I can't even remember her name. But she got into it one of the players for Ole Miss, and they both ended up getting a double technical late in the fourth quarter. And at this point, Ole Miss had come back. This game was Notre Dame. For most of the game, it was Notre Dame's game to take until late in the fourth quarter where Ole Miss kind of snatched the victory, right? And Hannah was jawing with one of the players at Ole Miss. They both got a double technical, and the game was still on the line, so there was a chance that Notre Dame could win, but they were kind of losing it. And we proceeded to see Hannah Hidalgo knock down a shot with seconds left to go. Now, here's the thing. The game was basically over at that point because, yeah, it was basically over. We saw Hannah Hidalgo make a jumper. And she turned and kind of like flexed on Sierra Tinu, and she said something, and the ref was like, another tech. That was her second tech. In less than a couple seconds, she got 2 technicals. And she went and sat on the bench. And I was like, why is she sitting on the bench? You just got 2 techs. You're ejected from the game. And then we saw Coach Neil Ivy walk over to her and basically tell her, get up, go. And she got ejected. Here's the thing. Did the refs really have to call techs on them too for kind of just talking? No. But at the same time, girl, this game is basically over. Your team is losing. What's the point of making a jumper and flexing? Why? What was the point? What was the point? Now, should the refs have given her a tech for that? No. But at the same time, why? What is that a flex on? Your team just lost. What is that a flex on? I don't understand. I really don't understand. What was the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, now, yes, you did score the most points in the game, right? You did do your thing, but at the same time, your team was on their way to losing, and everybody in that arena knew that. So what was the point of flexing? What was the point? Now, again, I do agree. There are some of y'all who are saying, "Hey, that's not a reason to give her that second." I agree. Yeah, it was weak. It was, but at the same time, the refs calling that first one. Hey, I knew that was like, hey, they're gonna be paying attention to Hannah for this next play, and then Hannah turned and stared like a flex. I don't know if she said anything or not. She might have said something. Either way, it is what it is. It is what it is, but at the same time, it's like, girl, come on now. Your team just lost. What's the point? At least with Flau'jae, her doing what she did, her team was on their way to win. So, like, okay, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Oil 9, whoa, what a name. Oil 9 Tanker Suit Account 805 says, it's so dumb. Let them talk. Really soft call by the ref. I mean, yeah. But at the same time, what was the point of basically flexing? You lost. I mean, yeah, you had a good game, but but yeah. Jasper says it's basketball, not church. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, some other games that happened yesterday. I did just want to talk. No. I did just want to talk about it. Let's go to the Big East. Yeah, because yesterday we did see DePaul lose to Marquette. This is a game that happened in Chicago. Marquette destroyed DePaul 85-54. Just struggle fest all game for DePaul. I was like partially watching that game as I was watching the other games happen, and of course, because I'm in Chicago, I gotta talk about DePaul. But overall, why do I keep doing that? Overall, really good job by the SEC taking down the ACC. I believe is it 13-3? I should have double checked that before I hopped on, but I believe it is 13-3, where the SEC just continues to get the wins. Other games yesterday include Missouri taking down Cal, super close game. by Missouri, getting that dub. Alabama easily took down Clemson 72-48. SMU took down Arkansas. This is one of the few ACC victories. It was one of the few ACC victories of the night. We did see Mississippi State take down Pitt 79-74. We saw Virginia Tech get real close against Florida and take the victory. So another ACC win for this challenge, 68-64. All right. Thatch says, just remember LSU wins national championships in all sports. That's why we are hated. Thatch says, you hate us because you ain't us. That's basically what Thatch just said. I mean, hey, here's the thing. I'm sure that's the thing. I'm sure people are like, no, you're too good. I don't like you. You win too much. Anyway. Ken says, Quita, big game Sunday, DePaul at UConn. You said DePaul is really good this year. Should be a close one. I don't think that's going to be a close game because, again, DePaul, I thought DePaul looked really, really good to start off the season. That big loss against Marquette, I mean, yes, Marquette is a good school, but like still, it shouldn't have been that bad of a game. I think it's not gonna be close on Sunday. They got killed by Marquette. It's not gonna be close against UConn. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be probably it's probably gonna be like a 40-point victory, maybe 30 to 40-point victory. It'd be a win if DePaul can get it within 20. That'd be nice. That would be... Uh-oh. There we go. Anyway, that's it. Y'all have a good one. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more commentary around women's basketball. And let's see. We'll end off with this. Tisha says, and LSU always looks like they're having fun and winning. Some of the other top teams always look stressed. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess Baton Rouge is a cool place to be. I guess it is a cool place to be, and it makes people happy. It makes people happy. Anyway, thank y'all for rocking with me. Like, subscribe, and as always, we will see you for another episode of Quita in the Morning on Monday, because it's the Monday through Friday show. I did have like a week off, but like other than that, no days off, take no breaks. I was about to do a song. You in my lane, get out my way, get out my way. Anyway, I forgot even who made that song. Y'all have a good one. Have a nice day. Jasper says UConn needs to be independent in basketball. Yeah, but at the same time, nothing runs on women's basketball. Everything runs on football, not women's basketball. So it is what it is. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I keep talking, so I'm going to leave with this. So long, farewell. To you, my friend, goodbye for now until we meet again.
Are you ready?
Ready, set, go.